And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben.
And I'm Kay.
And today we are reviewing episode 8 of The Wheel of Time. It's the final episode. It's kind of bittersweet. Thank you very much to Amazon for once again providing an early screener for this latest episode. We will be doing a spoiler review of the whole season and talking about the end and the 8th episode in a separate video. For this one, Amazon have specifically asked us to avoid certain plot points so that we don't spoil it for you guys, so we're totally going to do that. But we will be doing a review and talking about bits that we can talk about now to kind of get you tantalizingly a bit excited about this final episode. Or maybe you'll be like, well, I don't like the sound of that, I'm out of here. That's okay. If you are so far, having watched all 7 episodes, are still here, then I guess you're probably going to be watching the episode
Absolutely.
anyway. But you but you also are probably one of those people, if you're very excited, read the books, watch the episodes, and watching all the background stories, all the reviews, because you just kind of want to know more and immerse yourself into that world. We're kind of like that because we've thoroughly enjoyed what we've had so far. So, without further ado, we're going to get into that, but that's kind of your warning, and I've given you some time to run away, just in case you're like, oh, this is the wrong video, click away, because of spoilers. But I do hope you find these entertaining. We've been doing them for a few weeks now. Well, I have. This time, because Kirsten has been watching it with me, she's going to talk a little bit about it with us. So, welcome.
Hi.
The Return of the King. Mufasa.
The king has returned.
We had the Dragon King, or the Dragon Reborn was revealed, and
At the end of
episode 7, and that character is now going with Moiraine through the Blight, and the Blight was this huge kind of forest-like, dilapidated maze of just stuff that looks like it's really horrible to walk through, but visually stunning to watch.
Yeah, this whole series has been one big clap to the art department. Well done.
Absolutely. But what they experience there, this duo, is they're going to be tested.
Yeah.
On whether they're going to be able to defeat their opponent, which we know who that is, but also whether they're going to go to the light side or the dark side. That's basically been the test the whole time. In dreams means a lot. There has that kind of recurrence. That's going to be a thing again. Also, when they finally get to do the battle, that comes along again. And I have to say, I know some people have been on the fence about how they've shown the One Power. I, for one, have always loved it. I thought the way it moves around, it looks like it has a life of its own, even though the Aes Sedai control it, and those that are lucky enough to be able to wield the power, even though if you're a man, you kind of go crazy, it still looks beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
The king has returned.
So I guess we always knew at some point that the Dark Lord was going to send his forces, that, you know, we've heard of the Trolloc armies amassing and being able to use that, what's it called? The Trollocs are now starting to use the ways again, which, you know, they shouldn't be. So at some point we were expecting that there was going to be a big bad battle. And so, you know, you won't be disappointed that actually happens in episode 8. And it is really one of those moments where you think you're all gonna die because 60 fades and 10,000 Trollocs. I mean, you know, the right in episode 1 or whenever it was when we first met the Trollocs,
I think it was 300.
Well, I think it was less than that.
No, she said there's 300 Trollocs coming down. Yeah, they didn't actually fight the main forces that came down.
So there was like a handful of Trollocs that came and decimated the entire village, and just fighting one Trolloc was really difficult to defeat. And so, you know, 10,000, you're just like, yeah, okay, bye-bye. You're gonna die.
We always knew this was going to be the action-heavy episode. You might be surprised that it's not.
It's not.
You get the 20 minutes at the end that is action-y, and it all is basically about this episode leading up to those moments. But in the meantime, we have this intro that kind of again sets up what's going to happen in the future, not this episode only, but for future seasons, which I thought was very interesting. You can kind of always tell what they're going to do if they do a weird intro. Episode 7, beginning of that, we had this amazing action sequence, but it didn't have any, like the time variance was very different. We kind of get that again in this episode, but it has direct connotations or it's needed.
Implications,
Yeah, implications
yeah.
for what's going to happen.
It's really useful for us as audience to be able to see what actually happened 3,000 years ago. Who were these people? And it feels a lot like one of those kind of religions where things have changed over time, or things have become part of the canon, part of the lore of the religion, you know, that men can't wield the one power. And I don't think that's true. We'll just have to wait and see.
They're going crazy, so it must be true.
They are going crazy. But why are they going crazy?
But there was a moment when they were doing that intro where my jaw dropped and we both went, because something, we were like, oh, really? Oh, cool. Which I want you to see, so I'm not going to spoil that, even though we can't talk about it. I just want you guys to experience some of those moments. I do feel like everybody that's coming into this episode, I've seen a lot of comments of people going, oh, this is going to be the one, full of action, you know, non-stop big fight sequences. That doesn't happen. There are moments where there is action, there is the one power usage, and it is used incredibly. There are moments where you're like, damn, that was very cool. There are moments for fans who have read the books where there are things revealed about characters that you're going to be like, oh, they're doing that now, or like, oh, that was way quicker than I expected, or yes, I expected them to go that way. So I think for people that have read the books are expecting to see certain moments to crop up, there's definitely a few reveals in this episode, even though they've revealed who the reborn dragon is. The dragon reborn. My dyslexic brain just keeps going round and round and round.
The wheel of time.
Yes, exactly. I have to say, this wasn't my favourite episode. No. Not by a long shot. I think I love the intro for episode 7. But earlier episodes, I think they had to grab the story. They had done really good character backgrounds. And even though it was dialogue heavy, they managed to mix it with some action. I actually think episode 7 was my favourite because we had,
really
they were in the ways. All of that action was great. They were still developing story. We had that amazing intro. Then we were introduced to Lan's home world with his culture, which is just beautiful. We get a lot of that because we're still in that same location, and seeing how they react to battle I think was very interesting.
I had one moment in the battle where the Trollocs are, you know, rushing ahead and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? And then there's a moment where you'll probably go, yes. But that was just a moment.
Okay. I had more heartstone moments. I expected some characters to stay with us longer than they perhaps might be. They might be injured in this episode. I'm not saying who, but I wasn't expecting some of them to be injured that way. How to circumnavigate.
Talk about it without talking about it.
Which I think is good. I think you should be willing to take out some of your characters. Otherwise, there's no emotional engagement there. It's not like reality. I mean, obviously, it's not reality. It's a fictional story, but you need to have some people die. You can't have people live all the time. So, at the same time, you are still going, no, not that person, not that MacGuffin. Yeah.
Well, suffice to say that this is not the end.
No.
This is an end of a sorts.
It's quite frustrating, actually, the ending. Because although there is a definite climactic battle, and there is a moment where, I guess, part of an arc is done, it very much leaves you in the middle of nowhere. The characters are all over the place. I did say this in previous episodes, which I thought might be the case, that they won't be able to give you a satisfactory ending because there's so much more to come. Yeah. I can't believe that the books would have ended quite like this, though. So I do think that we're going to go and read the books because the world that they've created is incredible.
It is.
And we're really have enjoyed immersing ourselves into this new culture. The characters seem very interesting, so I imagine the book's always better, which is probably something we're going to do. So hopefully next time when there's season 2, we'll be like one of those book guys that you love to hate and read in the comments again. Yeah, but this character isn't like that one.
We'll try not to do that.
Yeah, we'll try not to do that. Let us know once you've seen the episode, which is your favorite, what were you hoping for? If you haven't read the books, did you enjoy the series? If you have, did you enjoy the series?
Yeah.
So look out for a spoiler review of the whole season and talking about the ending. Thanks so much for watching this. But most of all, until next time, remember,
live long and Tuesday.